Welcome back to the pre-match interview with the manager John Gilbertson. Are you feeling confident going into tomorrow's game?
As confident as I can be. We're unbeaten so far in the league this season, as you know. Confident, yeah, but wary also as well of what the opposition are bringing and what we're going to get from my team. So I'm at that stage where we're playing well, yeah, but we need to make sure we're on our A game tomorrow, and then we got a good chance.
Obviously, what happened Tuesday night? The goalie Paul Cameron received quite a nasty cut on his head. So the reserves team goalie Harvey steps in. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and a nasty clash of heads, and obviously this day and age concussion protocol, which is right. It ain't the cut what's going to stop Paul playing tomorrow, but we have to serve a bit of time for any sportsman now with concussion injuries. So Paul drops, which is going to be a massive loss for us. Paul's a great goalie and has been playing excellent this year and best defence in the league, and that's by no means the defenders, and Paul's played an absolute massive part to that. That said, Arvey coming in, Arvey Parsons coming in. Arvey's a young lad, but he's got a big future ahead of him. He's playing really well for the reserves, and seen him in the game the other week, and I don't use this lightly, but a world class save. Arvey's a good goalie, so I know we're going to be in good hands with Arvey tomorrow.
Not to single the strikers out as much because it's the whole team really. But what's your thoughts on missing quite a few easy chances over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it don't concern me too much, and I'm smiling because I'm thinking of one, and I know Tom will surely be watching this video, and he'll probably be grimacing at this. But for me, as an old striker myself, it doesn't worry me missing chances. What worries me is like you were in the pro game. Is worries me if we're not creating chances. So we have missed a few, and it's something we've been working on in training, and make no bones about it. We can't keep missing them because we're going to get punished. Last week we were punished and dropped 2 points because of chances missed. But my main concern is that the strikers are getting the chances and creating them. That's the main concern. It concerns me more when we're not creating chances. And the quality of Tom, Josh, Ty, Dylan, all the forward players, their quality, it doesn't concern me because I know it can happen in games, but they got too much quality to keep missing them.
So this one's going to be hard to answer, but we played them at the start of the season. We beat them 8-0. I would like your opinion on them, but going off last week, they beat Hengrove, who's a very good opponent themselves.
Well, we're in that time of year now. Opening game of the season, and they're quite a young side, and it was a fairly comfortable game for us that day. I'm not expecting that tomorrow. This time of year, with games being cancelled, postponed, bad weather, bad pitches, etc., there's a danger of teams where they got more than one team. We could find it. Actually, we're not playing 5 or 6 players. What's in their sort of team each week in and week out. So we fell foul of this in the past, round about this time of year. We know there's teams we played in. All of a sudden they got 5 or 6 first teamers because their game's cancelled, and it suddenly becomes a lot more difficult. So hard to tell at this level with teams with more than one team, but they picked up some results as well. And like a young side, like we know that from 2 years ago, a young side takes a bit of time to gel and learn to play with each other. So it's not just their Engrove win last week. They've picked up a few results along the way themselves. So they'll get better. It's naturally, like I've said with my lot, young kids takes time to gel and get experience and get better and better. So it'll be a tough game if it's on.
Yeah, going into that, you mentioned just a minute ago about the weather. There's quite strong winds at the moment. Do you think that's going to affect tomorrow's game?
I mean, it'll always affect the game. I mean, it could affect the game in terms of it being off. There's games left, right and centre being called off, and I know a call's being made tomorrow morning on our game. So let's wait and see. We're on 4G, so that'll certainly up the pitch in terms of we're not going to struggle with a waterlogged pitch, but that's not the real concern. Is the weather, the wind, what's coming. What I would say, I mean, it always affects a game of football. You can't deny that, strong winds. But how we play and how we encourage to keep the ball down, especially on 4G, we're going to be better prepped than playing it in the air and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to affect it, but hopefully we'll keep that to a minimum by keeping the ball on the floor.
Last question then is do you think we could go the season unbeaten?
Oh, it's possible. It's possible. We're more or less halfway through the season, not quite, but not far off of it. Also, what you've got to realise is, of course, it's possible. Can we do it? Yeah. Are we going to do it? Well, that's a question mark. That's not something I can't answer. That's over to the players, because we've been fantastic at times this season. We've also been at 2 or 3 games in the cup, in one other game we've been terrible. So that's down to the level of experience and what other lads can turn up week in and week out. And if they do, if we turn up each week and play at our best, then there's a real possibility. But I know as well, we've had a couple of games where we've been awful and I've had to get into the players. So that's the level of consistency, is what top teams produces week in and week out. But also as well, the fixtures, I mean, we've played Engrove, we've played Made Forever last week. So we've got 4 points and remain unbeaten playing those 2 games, but we still got some tough teams who we haven't faced yet. United and Yate have won every game. We haven't played them yet, so we've got to play them twice. There's a few teams, Wick, we haven't played. So it's a big ask. It doesn't concern me about being unbeaten. It's a nice tag, but at the end of the day, if you get promoted, you get promoted. That's all what counts, whether you're unbeaten or not. So watch this space.